Hi everybody. I wanted to start this video off by telling you a quick story about when I was in the military and going through my separation physical. Now I want to make sure to point out that the nurse who did my separation physical was actually she had become a good friend of mine. So I don't want this to freak people out, but while she's doing my physical, part of it was a prostate exam. And so she has her finger in my rear, and her being her crazy self, she said, "Do you know why gay guys like it up the butt?" She didn't know I was gay. And I said, "No, why?" And she goes, "This is why." And she did it right in my prostate. Now, two things happened. The first thing is I was comically embarrassed. I was just like, oh, violated. But again, it wasn't like in that kind of way. We were really close and really that friendly with each other. But the second thing is that I got aroused, and I was thinking about that, and I wanted to do this video because this made me think of a bigger issue, which is if you are a man and you have sex with another man. I think in our society we're so quick to label that as saying, "Oh, well, you're gay," or "You're confused," or you're just on the DL, just like all this stuff. There's some part of you that wants to have sex with a guy. Like, how could you? And I don't think that's true. Now, for me, I've been gay for a long time, but mentally, I was able to separate the mental part of it from the physical part of it. So when it came to having relationships with women, I was able to do that. And it wasn't it wasn't like, it's like, ugh. It was enjoyable. I just, in the back of my mind knew that it wasn't my preference. And I just think that and again, in the military and you're traveling, you're going to places remote and populated, and you're meeting people from all over the world, and it's just this, you have a different type of lifestyle where you're not shocked by things, or you're exposed to everything. And I think you have a different outview of, or outlook of what things are. I think especially when you're secure in yourself, you can put things in different categories. It's not just this blanket statement. So for a lot of the guys that I was with, and I was with a few that, they're married and with children now, and they're not, sneaking out to the gay club. It's not that thing for them. It was a different situation. For not all, but for most of them, a lot of them, it was this thing like where I just need some release. And when it came to me, the situation was they felt safe with me. This is something that I say because this is part of who I am, who I try to be, who I work on all the time, is that I never want to be judgmental. And I want, when I have a relationship with you, even as a friend, I want it to be a safe space. I want you to know that you can say whatever you want to me, and I'm not going to judge you. And because I've heard some crazy stuff from people, and I will not say any of that stuff. It's your whatever you feel is safe with me, and I'm never gonna judge you, and I'm always going to try to see it through normal eyes. So I've had people who said, "Well, I don't, for some reason I am attracted to you, and I've never been attracted to guys before. Don't, like I'm confused." That's okay. Confusion doesn't mean you're questioning your sexuality. It just means that you have a different type of relationship with the guy that you've never had before, and so it's confusing you because you're like, okay, I like him, and I like him to the point to where I could possibly do something with him, but it's not. It's just because of my connection. The human connection that I have with this person. It just so happens to be a guy, and that's never happened to me before. And again, that doesn't mean you're gay. To me personally, being gay has nothing to do with gay sex. It honestly doesn't. To me, being gay is an acknowledgement in yourself once you've discovered who you are and you've said, this is what I am. There isn't an option for me. Or if you're bi, the same thing. There, these both of these sexes are options for me. But it's this determination that you have within yourself. When you're like, yes, this is who I am. I don't think that the same way, like for me, I knew that I was gay early on, but I wanted to have sex with a girl. Just because I wanted to. I wanted to go through that experience, and I did. And again, I had a great experience. I had several experiences with women. It wasn't bad. I just knew, it came to the point where it's like, okay, that was great, but that's not me. So for me right now, I'm not bisexual and I'm not straight because I had sex with a girl. In my mind, when all is said and done, I know that I'm gay. So it would be hypocritical for me, for any of you, because even if you're straight, you don't even have to go through that journey. That's how society lays it out for you. So you're just going with the flow. But for anyone who does question it, how could I say to a guy, oh, because you did the same thing that I did with a girl, you're doing it with a guy, so I'm gonna label you, even though I label myself the other way? That doesn't sound, it's not right. So I think that we need to as a society, we need to work on that. You can look at our society throughout history with the Greeks and the Romans, and you know that there's documented stories of things going on, and it didn't define. It wasn't until religion got involved, Christianity, where that was defined. But it doesn't mean anything because, well, I won't even go into what the Bible really says about it, but because that's not the point of this video. The point is just to say that sexuality, the act of sexuality, of sex, does not define who you are sexually or your preference, and it's just an act. I've had sex with a female that it wasn't even about experimenting, or it was just I was drunk, just to be honest with you, and I wanted to release. So that same experience that a straight guy had with me, I had with females. And again, I don't define myself as being anything but gay, because it's not what's happening down there, it's what's happening up here. And that's the thing. Our bodies are filled with nerve endings that react, that respond to touch. And you can say whatever you want, but it doesn't matter if it's a guy's hand touching you or a female's hand touching you. Your body physically is set up to respond. So I think we overthink it, and we label each other and we judge each other, and that needs to stop. And I say that because, without going into too much detail, I did have a conversation with a guy who's a friend of mine who was just saying, hey, I had this experience when I was 15. Am I gay? Is there a part of me that's gay? And this was years later. That's still on his mind, and he's never thought about having sex with a guy. That's not his thing. It was just because of that. He had a gay experience when he was a teenager. It's haunted him. Why? Why did that happen? And so I had to break it down and say, that doesn't mean anything. It was an act. That doesn't mean anything about who you are. You determine who you are. If you're okay with, you should be okay. I think it's okay to experiment. You never know. I mean, without getting into too much detail, there's the Kinsey scale, which says that it's not just about gay, straight, or gay, straight, and bi. There's all these places in between. So you could be someone who's in between gay and straight, or bi and straight, more on the straight side, not all the way at the end, because actually not many people are at the end. So you could be somewhere close and live your straight life without ever thinking about having sex with the guy. And that's okay, and you're straight. Because again, it's what you determine you are is what you are, not what society says. So I just want to put that message out there for you. If you're out there, you're wondering, you're struggling, you've had an experience, you want to have an experience, At the end of the day, it's what you say you are. Don't let anyone say what you are. Okay? If you like this video, like, comment, subscribe. Have any questions, let me know. If you want to follow up, you want more details, you want different aspect of what we're talking about, let me know. Okay?